Okay, good morning and welcome to the monthly city managers and mayor's press conference. We have quite a few guests this time, which is nice to have, to be honest with you. A few things to go over, but we have some special announcements and we'll introduce our guests here in a few minutes. I'm going to start initially with the city manager and let him start off with us this morning.
Thank you, Mayor. So this past weekend, we did have two separate shooting incidents. In the event that you didn't get to see our press conference yesterday that was held by Topeka Police Department, we just want to reiterate that TPD is working diligently to solve those crimes, and there's no threat to the public regarding these incidents. That's something that I really want to iterate and reiterate to the community, that there is no outstanding threat of danger stemming from the incidents that occurred over the weekend. Again, I do want to give praise and thanks to our Topeka Police Department as well as our public safety partners in the city helping us to investigate those incidents. I will also mention that while we approach the holiday season, please remain vigilant as far as being aware of your surroundings, being aware of anywhere you're out and about. If something looks out of place, if you feel that there's any kind of danger, please reach out to 911 so we can respond accordingly. I'd rather us err on the side of caution than not at all. Along those lines, to speak to the public safety of the community, I do want to highlight that Topeka Police Department is graduating its 69th class of cadets coming out of the academy. We actually started with 23, which was one of the largest classes that we've ever seen. God willing, between now and next Wednesday, December 3rd, we'll have 18 that will be graduating. That will actually put us north of 270 positions filled. That was one of the priorities of Chief Vallejo when he came in, was to get our numbers up. I do also want to go back to, that's also part of, and I know I'm back point out too, that's part of our initiative to lower our overall crime, which again, in the city, we're trending down overall. So as our numbers, fill positions go up, we are seeing that correlation to our crime going down. And so just wanted to put that out there for the community, let you know where we're at, and that there should be no fear of any imminent danger coming from the incidents that occurred over the weekend.
You know, I'm glad you brought that up, City Manager, because oftentimes people, when they hear these incidents, when they're first brought out in the news, there's not a lot of detail initially, and so we have to follow up with press conference and give some more detail to reassure the community that, in fact, the police department is and has been very, very responsive to these incidents, along with the fire department when necessary, so that we can tend to the needs of the people who have been affected directly by some of this violence. But oftentimes the question is asked, well, what are the police doing? Well, that's what they're doing. They're there, they're very responsive, they're available. They really have a good feel for where each incident will occur, not in advance, obviously, because these happen oftentimes a spur of the moment amongst people who know each other. But they all know where they can be to back up each other when those incidents come up, and they're able to respond in a quickly and timely manner. And it's very fortunate here in the city of Topeka that we have the resources that we have for first responders. And that doesn't just mean the fire and police. That means the ambulance, that means the hospital staff, personnel, everybody that it takes to make sure this is a safe community, and that when people do encounter harm and violence, that there is something to help take care of those incidents. So I'm glad you brought that up. Later on, this kind of ties in with our special guests today to make that acknowledgement of how we all prepare for the holidays. Everybody's getting together with families to prepare for the Thanksgiving. But a lot of these resources 24/7, and there's no holiday for them. So they have to work through it. I experienced that for 34 years at the police department. And It's an inconvenience, I used to say, but it was also a matter of pride that I felt, along with the rest of the first responders, that we were able to keep working and make sure everybody else enjoys their holidays and keep them safe. So I wanted to make that reference to them as well. I want to speak to, again, the season of Thanksgiving. I was asked again, I think this was my fourth year, to give a recognition for the interfaith Thanksgiving that occurs here in the city of Topeka. I attended their service, and I have to tell you, that's probably the most diverse gathering of peoples and religions in the city of Topeka. From anything you can think of in the way of religions, Christianity, Baha'i, Buddhist, all of those different groups that celebrate in their own way, but commonly celebrate peace and Thanksgiving. And so that's the thing that I want to make sure that we keep in mind as we move forward during the holidays and the rest of this year. It'd be nice to have it in our thoughts and minds year round, but we also know that it's a focus at this time of year. So I always have considered it one of the privileges I have as serving as mayors to be invited to some of those events, because not all of us are aware of those efforts in the community. But again, I want to thank the interfaith community for allowing me to present to them and celebrate Thanksgiving a little bit ahead of time, but we all keep different schedules on how we celebrate. So I just wanted to bring that up. City Manager?
As far as the other holiday events that are occurring within Capital City, just wanted to make mention of the Miracle on Kansas Avenue parade on December 6th with the tree lighting at 5:30. The City of Topeka is hosting an ADA celebration on Thursday, December 4th from 1 p.m. to 3:30 at the library. And then our Human Relations Commission's Holiday Posada is occurring December 8th from 6 to 8 p.m. at 811 Southwest Buchanan Street. So just wanted to highlight some of those events, including the 58th Annual Community Thanksgiving Dinner, November 27th at 2 p.m. at the Exhibition Hall. So just want to make sure the community is aware of those events and that they're open to the public.
Yeah, just want to give you a little hint, if you haven't already heard, because you can't keep a secret in this town for more than 5 minutes anyway. But for the holiday parade, for the Christmas parade, it's going to be a historic one. There's going to be some things happening at this parade that have never happened before in Topeka. So let's pray for good weather, a little bit warmer. I think last year we were really lucky. I think it was mid-50s. If we can get that and dry, turn out, bring the kids, because it's going to be something that you want to say you were there when it happened. But I'm just giving you that little tidbit. And toward the end of the parade, let's just say, turn your attention to Evergy Plaza. I think that you'll be surprised and really enjoy that kickoff for the season. So I just want to invite everybody to take the time to be there. Also, while we're getting into the season, we all know that there have been real efforts in the community to help less fortunate. And the Red Kettle campaign is already out and about and kicking. I would encourage you, whenever you have the opportunity. I know sometimes going into a store, I'll tell them I'll catch you when I get back out, because I want to see how bad I'm hurt going into the store, and to be able to offer some donation to the Red Kettle. But when I come out, I always make sure that we take time to donate whatever we can and feel comfortable with. It doesn't have to be a lot, because even the little bit all adds up. For a while, I was on the Salvation Board, and I know how important this is to the community. When we had the opportunity, we would go around, and I drove one of the vans that would drop off the bell ringers. And when I'd go back to pick them up, a lot of them were pretty cold from standing outside. But they stuck in there, and we were able to bring in some good dollars for the Salvation Army, help them to try and meet their goal this year. I ask everyone in the community to give their attention to that effort, and also recognize that along with them, the Salvation Army and the Rescue Mission, Let's Help, and all those other entities in the community and organizations that truly tried to take action to what we talk about and giving thanks for what we have. So really support those organizations as much as you can. City Manager.
Thank you, Mayor. And along those lines, I do want to highlight the effort made by the city of Topeka to assist with providing resources to the less fortunate. We did earlier this month begin the city's OSNAP campaign, working with the United Way of Kaw Valley and other stakeholders within the community to actually raise funds. And before I put out how much was actually collected, I first want to give thanks to the community. Our firefighters and our Office of Inclusive Communities were out last weekend, Friday and Saturday, collecting, basically passing the helmet. And over those 2 days, and as well with the online campaign, we collected $9,450.47 that would go to the United Way of Kaw Valley to actually disperse those funds equitably across the stakeholders, across the community, to help with food insecurity. So again, just a sincere appreciation, gratitude, first and foremost, to the community for its supporting this initiative, and then to the leadership of Director Glaude of our Office of Inclusive Communities, Fire Chief Longstaff, and then also our firefighters and our Office of Inclusive Communities and Communications, and everybody who had some part to do with this. I appreciate you all, and very much just grateful. So thank you all.
I'd like to take this opportunity. I have this and one more press conference before I leave office. And between now and then, it's going to be really difficult for me to say thank you to everybody who has made my 8 years serving on the council and as mayor a pleasant experience, believe it or not. I know people talk about politics and how it can beat you up, and it does, but the next day, good things happen. So that's always been my approach to this job, and it's always been possible because of people like the city manager, deputy city manager, the council members, the department heads, and the people who work 24/7 to help keep us providing the resources that are essential to the city of Topeka. It'd be impossible for me to thank everyone individually. We have close to, 1,000 employees. It may be a little bit hard to do that, but publicly I think it's important to acknowledge that none of this gets done because of myself or any individual in city government. It's a collective effort for us to bring our community together and work hard to make this city what it can be. And I can tell you, just looking in the future from now until let's maybe say 6 months, I'm going to be excited to see what's going to happen in the city. I'm going to feel a little bit like out of the loop, but I'll still feel like I'm energized about what is going on in our community and how it moves and continues to move forward with the leadership that it has. And I really want to congratulate Mayor-elect Spencer Duncan. I believe he'll be an excellent leader for the city of Topeka. I think he has a good feeling for the city. He has a good heart. He and I go way back. I know him and his father from way back when I worked at the state. So I do want to again say thank you, though, to everybody who works for the city of Topeka. I know sometimes it doesn't feel like you're recognized when you're doing a job that somebody probably wouldn't choose to do, like clearing the streets out of snow and ice or digging a ditch somewhere, but it is appreciated. It's important that we acknowledge every single one of our employees for what they do for the city of Topeka. And along those lines, I think we're about ready.
Yes, sir.
We'd like to invite a couple of our very active citizens in Topeka to join us here at the table. Mr. Shively, who represents the local Masons, and Zach Aarons, who also represents Cappers. If you gentlemen will join us up here, I would like to give you a little background. Mr. Shively came to my office and we visited about what his organization in collaboration with Capper would like to do in order to recognize the services that are provided by our very essential employees of City of Topeka. And I don't want to take the words out of your mouth because I think you described it to me very well, and that's why I'm really glad to be able to support and offer you this opportunity. So,
Well, thank you, Mayor, very much. Well, as the mayor said earlier, this season is a time to reflect and give thanks. And as we look at that, the Freemasons of Topeka, and more specifically our 3 Masonic lodges, wanted to come together and do something special for our first responders. So we started thinking about, well, what could we put together that would recognize and thank our first responders? And the first thing that came to mind for me is I wanted to work with Capper Foundation and what they have done in support of the Dialogue Coffee House, because it's so impactful throughout this community. And so I talked to Zach, and we decided to partner up. I took it to the mayor, and the mayor said, hey, let's do that. So what we're going to do the first week of December is we're going to provide a coffee or drink of choice and a homemade cookie for all of our first responders in Topeka to say thank you on behalf of the Freemasons of Topeka, and also to showcase the outstanding work that Capper's Foundation and they are doing through Dialogue Coffee. And I'd like to have Zach maybe talk a little bit about that, because that is really exciting.
Well, we are excited, and we love this collaboration. We love this partnership because it really is an opportunity to celebrate the good work of our first responders, but also to build abilities. Through Dialogue Coffee House, which is a program of Capper Foundation, individuals, Topekans, Shawnee County residents have an opportunity to earn a paycheck, to learn a meaningful skills that they can ultimately be independent and that they can live out their goals. And so what we love so much about this is it gives us an opportunity to connect community with community. And we just thank you for the vision and the generosity that you all have to be able to make this possible. This is something that what I love is it takes the good work of so many good citizens that we have in this community, and it makes it, it makes it intuitive. People can see it. You just leave with that feeling of, this is good. And I can't think of a better way to do it than honoring and acknowledging the good work of our first responders. So thank you for the vision of the Masons. Thank you for your good work in the city of Topeka to make this possible.
Well, thank you. You know, the vision of not only the Topeka Freemasons, but the Freemasons throughout the state of Kansas is to help Kansans and Kansas communities. And we're proud to do that not only during the month of December, but throughout the year. So thank you very much for supporting us in that endeavor, Mayor.
No, well, it's my pleasure. And Zach, it might help for those who are not yet familiar with Dialogue, and I'd be surprised if they weren't, if you kind of give us the locations that you have already established and where some of this will take place.
Sure, absolutely. So Dialogue has grown really in response to the individuals that want to work. And so we started with our first location at 29th and Gage. From there, we have a second location that is at 10th and Urish, which is Fellowship Bible Church. We have a location in Silver Lake that is just north of the high school there on Railroad Road. We have a location at Blue Cross Blue Shield in downtown Topeka, and then not currently open to the public, but we have a location at the former Hills building in downtown Topeka, which is the Stormont Vale Administrative Center. And our newest location is on the Washburn University campus. And so that location is open to the public, and would encourage everyone to visit that area. That's in the School of Applied Studies building, or the former Mabee Library. If you were a student at Washburn and spent a lot of time in the library, you would know where that's at. But we would sure welcome everyone to come and experience the mission and the impact of Dialogue Coffee House.
So with all those various locations, Zach, how many are you able to employ those with disabilities throughout these total number through these locations?
Yep, so through these 6 locations, we provide nearly 50 job opportunities for people of all abilities, and those are individuals that receive pay, compensation, and in fact, if I may share, some of our friends that work at Dialogue receive also SSID, some help, some assistance in their independence. some were earning or fearful of earning so much money that their benefits that are rightly theirs would be at risk. And so we've worked with other partners that we were able to pay a good wage with the idea that people would be able to live and work and play and invest into Topeka in their own home or their shared homes. And so from that, we also have volunteers. The thing that I love, many things about Dialogue, is that people, it's, as I said, it's intuitive. When you get to see the impact and you get to experience these aha moments, these wow moments, where the student becomes the teacher and they continue to grow through the work of Dialogue, we love volunteers to be able to experience this as well. So this really is a huge opportunity for all involved.
Great. Well, I'd be remiss not to share with you that when Arthur Capper had the vision for Capper Foundation in December of 1920, that's when it really first started, that Brother Arthur was a Kansas Freemason from Topeka and was very active in our organization. So we're proud to continue on his legacy and what he created here in Topeka.
Well, I appreciate everything that you're doing, and again, it goes to show what Topeka is made of. Private organizations, fraternal organizations that come together to help in their way to make the city a great place to be. One other thing that's going on right now, too, that's similar in nature, and that's the Festival of Trees that's going on right now at Fairlawn Plaza. If you get a chance to go out there, I had the opportunity to go out and pick my favorite, which was hard to do because I think at the time they had 62 entrants and they still had a couple coming, but they're really impressive to see those. But all those funds and all that effort goes to support SLI and the things that they do in our community. So there's just so much that you can get involved in. If you ever really want to pitch in and help out but don't know how, there are many organizations that will be glad to have volunteers. And the one coming up this Thursday is the Community Thanksgiving dinner that's going to be held at the Stormontville Event Center. I get the opportunity to go there and welcome and interact with a lot of the people that attend that community's Thanksgiving dinner. And you know, sometimes folks get the idea that maybe people go there only because they can't afford the meal, but that's not always the case. I find out very often that a lot of people go there because they just want to eat with somebody, because a lot of them don't have family that live here in Topeka. A lot of them that are elderly and their children live in another community, or most of their family has died off, and they just don't want to celebrate Thanksgiving at their house by themselves. They don't want to go out and enjoy other people's company. So they show up there just to interact. And I think that's what brings a lot of the volunteers down there, is to interact with that community. So if you have a few minutes to spare to go down there and volunteer and or deliver some of the home meals, that's very much appreciated, because a lot of people are homebound and can't get to that community dinner. So raise your hand, spend a little time helping out wherever you can in the city of Topeka, and that keeps us bonded together as a community that cares for each other. Unless you have something else, City Manager?
No, I just want to say happy Thanksgiving to the community, and happy Thanksgiving to all of our city employees. I appreciate you all, and be safe.
Okay, have any questions? Carson?
I was just curious, now that we're coming up on the winter months, snow is obviously going to be coming soon, and earlier this year we had the January blizzard, and that caused a lot of concern and issues with tracking and things like that. So I was wondering if you can provide an update on the city and if there's any updates on what you guys are planning on doing this winter.
Yeah, when the mayor said, anybody who removes snow and ice, I was like, someone's going to ask now.
Yeah.
No, we're actually presenting to the governing body our snow plan, I think on the 2nd. One of the upgrades that we'll discuss is the upgraded AVL, or the mapping that will be public facing, so that way the public can see where the trucks are at, where they're going, et cetera. But yeah, the teams will be ready, and let's hope for not another repeat of 14 inches with sub-zero temperatures for an extended period of time. But no, we'll be ready. We have some upgrades that we're definitely excited to share with the community and be ready to deploy if needed.
Kind
Yes,
of piggybacking off of that, obviously we got a ton of snow in January. So what did you guys take from last year to better prepare yourselves for this year?
Well, again, just some of the things that we'll share, again, is just enhanced tracking. One of the things that we did process-wise that we probably will not do again, we had basically tried to focus our efforts. When you have that much snow, number one, it's going to be difficult. I mean, communities across Kansas struggle with that. But what we did last year was once we went into the residential areas, we tried to go work from east to west. We did that the first pass. The second pass, we kept more of our plowers or snow plows like in specific areas, and they just kept reworking the same area. So the process-wise and again with the technology tracking, those are some of the things that we'll be doing different if we have to move out this year or this coming year.
How did the contracting of the snow removal, how did that work for you?
We had it worked. I mean, basically it's a force multiplier. The contractors though typically had a lot of smaller trucks, and so those are the ones that we had to rely upon to go into the neighborhoods. Again, just based upon the sheer amount of snow, which quickly turned into ice. I mean, by the time you get a plow on something that's been packed down for a day or two, I mean, it turns into ice. And so, again, we'll use contractors however we can. But again, they're a force multiplier to our city crews.
We couldn't go without asking about Hotel Topeka, of course, as well. And I know you wanted to try to get the sale done before the end of the year, with only about a month left. I was wondering if you have an update on that.
I will say that on the city's negotiations, super close. If I were to put a percentage, 90+% done. We're actually meeting, we're having some talks today with Roy Arnold, CEO and president of Endeavor Hotel Groups, to hopefully finalize some of the last outstanding items. I know that he's also having similar discussions with Shawnee County on the manor. And so I am very hopeful and optimistic that we can iron out some of these last points here relatively quickly and come to some conclusion as far as an agreement, hopefully by the end of the year.
And maybe even a status update on the Port Quincy Viaduct project.
Anybody get stuck in the traffic yesterday? I did. It was great. No, it's. I think it's moving along just fine. We're actually going to meet with KDOT later today. That'll be one of the things that we discuss as far as the progress and then also future phases. But yeah, I think KDOT and their contractors are doing a great job.
I would be remiss if I didn't recognize Chief Vallejo's dedication to this current recruit academy. I saw him on television out there running with the troops, and that reminded me of when I went through it and trained with some of the military at Fort Leavenworth. That's a lot of dedication. I haven't seen that from a chief of police in a long time. So he's really dedicated to that agency and to his people and making sure that they get the right start. So thank you, Chief, I appreciate that. Didn't recognize you out of your sweats. Okay, if there are no further questions, I would ask you to join this morning with some coffee and cookies. And thank you for being here and paying attention to us. We thought we wanted to share a few things, and I hope that we have been helpful today. Thank you, and have a great Thanksgiving.